All right. I think we're live. Day number 12, C1x development. Trying to sit up a little bit taller today. I was probably hiding under the camera quite a bit in all of the previous streams. Oh, probably going to try and go for about an hour today. Clock the time. All right. So this additional popover is where I left it off yesterday. Was that yesterday? 2 days ago? I don't remember. So trying to gather data about missed putts. That's what I'll be trying to set up here. So if, let's say our first shot we land in circle 1, and then our next shot lands anywhere other than the basket. Excuse me. So say we hit C1 again. If that happens, then I want a popover to display, ask you where you missed the putt from, and then let me shrink this a little bit. Hold on. There we go. Okay. That's annoying. Okay. So the way to do that, first we need to get the popover to exist. I need to add it to the appropriate information. Update option shown. Update putting option shown. Okay. So I have an if statement in here on whether or not we need to even show this. No, this is main menu. I'm not on the right view here. All right, round scorecard. If it's equal to penalty or it's equal to basket, or return more options content. Was that the function that I was just looking at for here? No, it must be on this. Return more options content. All right, so we got penalty. We've got throwing from. I've got previous shot. So I wonder here, on our scorecard view, if we go back up to this if statement. So the way this works is these are our general buttons here for just entering where shots land. And then I'm checking to see if the user hit basket or penalty. So that's what this if statement is. If it's equal to penalty or if it's equal to basket. If it is, so if they land in the penalty, we ask where they're throwing from. If it's in the basket, we ask where the putt was made from. Those are things that exist in the app currently. So I also need to check if the last shot is equal to, oh, hold on. Excuse me. I was gonna hit mute and I wasn't fast enough. Sorry about that. If the last shot was inside of circle 1 or circle 2, and if the next shot is not basket. All right, so or it's equal to basket, or, and then this one is going to be if throwing options row times 2 plus call is not equal to all labels dot basket, and am I tracking last shot right now? You can obviously do shot data. So when this hits, I've added the shot. And I don't think I can do what I want to do because there's a chance that the shot data doesn't have enough information in it. It should. There's no way that it ever should, right? Round information shot data current hole minus 1 dot, not last, but it's current hole minus 1 information shot data. This is probably a little excessive. Current hole minus 1 dot length minus 2. But I'm running it in the if statement, so I don't think this is going to work. I'm wondering, I'm not sure what the best way is to go about this here. Because the issue is that this if statement is going to run every time a button is hit. If they just hit the first button, let's say they hit the fairway, there's only one item in my shot data array. So this length minus 2 index is going to crash it. I would need to check length minus 2 if, say, I knew for certain at this point that they had already logged a couple shots and I needed to check for a missed putt, but that's not always guaranteed to be true. So if they didn't throw it in the basket and I need to figure out how to register 2 shots ago and incorporate the potential that 2 shots ago might not exist. Two shots ago equals T. If that length is greater than or equal to 2, yes, 2 shots ago is equal to that. This works actually. And, okay, 2 shots ago, scoring options, static final putting from possibilities. Yeah, it's equal to C1, C2. Let's just call it putting possibility. No, I don't like that. Putting locations. That works. And putting location. No, all labels dot putting locations contains 2 shots ago. So this should only work if 2 shots ago they were throwing from circle 1 or circle 2 and their last shot was not in the basket. If that happens, then this should pass as true. If length is less than 2, this is correct. If it's not less than 2, then I'm throwing in the option selected. I'm throwing the last shot and then 2 shots ago. That's what I'm trying to pass here. All right, so then we got to come down to our function, return more options content, throwing from and previous shot. So throwing from is going to be the shot just entered if it's equal to penalty. Then we're going to update it with throwing from. Else if it's basket, then we're going to update it with the previous shot. And then else if throwing from, else if all labels dot putting locations labels.putting locations contains previous shot. All right, and then here we need so I've got update putting options, update penalty options. Here, let's copy the update putting options because we're going to use this pretty closely. Update missed putt options. Putting from is good. So here we have C2 made putt. How do I want to track this? Do I want to just list the distances and then, unless the distance comes after basket, then it's a missed putt? I think so. I kind of think so. Maybe we'll leave it as two different variables though for now. Missed putt short. Thank you. No, I don't need that. Missed putt short, missed putt long. Some putting options. C1 missed putt options. C2 missed putt options. C1 missed putt short. Missed. Okay. If putting from, yeah. Go away. Copy and paste, copy and paste. We can go back to here and then return update missed putt options. And then this should be previous shot. That's what we're going to return. That's what's going to follow here. We'll get all of the options. When it's hit, it will get added. We're still checking if the round is over. Let's just do a reset and see where that puts us. So the hope is that I'll be able to indicate that I missed a putt. Whoa. Stream sync is bound to a stream. What? I don't know what's going on. Do the old stop it and restart it. See if that does the trick. Running. Yeah. I do expect this to mess with our scoring, which is going to be annoying, but has to be done. All right, so let's say we land in circle 1. We go in circle 1 again. Error pops up. That's fine. I just haven't coded that in yet. I hit this. And then it does go to the next one. Okay. This is going to get dicey. So the way I have this coded right now, these are actually going to have different labels. How do I want them to look differently? Do I need them to look differently? Let's do one thing at a time here. Where do I have error? All right, return more options title. If throwing from is equal to penalty. Else if throwing from is equal to basket. Here I need previous throw. String previous throw. Else if all labels dot putting options contains previous throw and from is not equal to all labels basket return missed putt distance. Didn't like that. I updated the function, so I do need to correct that here. Throwing options 2 shots ago. Current hole -1. So I can just change this to also be this 2 shots ago. 2 shots ago. Comma 2 shots ago. Yeah, that's okay. That's just giving me an error because I added arguments to that function that the app launch didn't have. I just have to reset it. So right now I'm not going to keep them. Right now I'm going to keep them as the same label, but the issue there is when I'm trying to determine if the current hole is over, I'm just saying if where's it at? Is hole over. Hole completed options contains that last shot, and hole completed options right now is those distances. So here this actually needs to be a if hole completed options contains that, and current shot data length -2 var 2 shots ago equals. I don't need this actually. This is silly. String 2 shots ago. String last shot. We're going to get rid of that. Contains last shot and 2 shots ago is not equal. Or is equal to all labels. Oh, hold on. I got a commercial playing in the background there. There we go. All right. All labels dot basket. I need to go update those function calls here. So is hole over? This is going to be, or was I determining that? Just the throwing options. I should probably just do the same thing with this var. Last shot is equal to throwing options row times 2 plus column. All right, and so now every time I have that, we're just gonna, just because I think this is gonna look way cleaner, way easier to read. If last shot is equal to penalty, last shot is equal to basket. Pass last shot, pass last, nope. Pass last shot. More options, title, last shot, 2 shots ago. This whole over. So this one, it was current whole. Oh, what was it? This whole over, current whole. 2 shots ago and then last shot. 2 shots ago, last shot. So that's what I need to pass here. These are all good. All right, and then this one will be this. Okay. And did I? And 2 shots ago is equal to basket. All right, so let's hit a refresh here. It looks like it stopped for some reason. Let that reload. So we shouldn't get error. It should say missed putt distance. With a question mark, it's still going to show the 0 to 11, 11 to 22, or larger numbers for circle 2. It should not be prematurely ending the hole now. That was what I was just fixing. So that still works fine. So now let's say we go circle 1, and then that didn't update. You're gonna have to fix that. All right, go circle 1, and then we go circle 1 again, missed putt distance. And then it went back to hole 1. Those are all kinds of messed up. Yikes. The hole's not even updating. Okay. If all labels, hole completed options, contains last shot. So let's go print last shot, print 2 shots ago. Let's just go right here. Print shot data. I don't want current hole. Get rid of that. All right. Give me the refresh here. Why is the refresh not working? What are we doing? I don't know why. Why is this not running? Something with versus code is messed up at the moment. This is still updated, yeah. Okay. Don't know what's going on there, but I think there's no, where's my play button here? Is there a breakpoint there? I don't know. Alright. Start the round. Easy. Score did not update. Hold did not update either. Good lord, and my output isn't showing up. What is going on? This is ridiculous. I have no idea what's going on right now. Alright. Let's go with this. Let's just restart it. I don't know what's going on, but I don't like it. Give me a refresh. Let's see if this fixes it. Loaded the simulator. Go to main. Run it. Okay, it's up there now. Sometimes you just have to shut it down and start it back up. I'm trying to debug it, and I added these print statements, but it just wasn't connected to the simulator for some reason, and I wasn't getting any output, which does not help me debug. So I think I'm already over half my time here. Getting close to it at least. Start round. Easy. Alright, hole did not update. Is hole over. Last shot is equal to basket. 2 shots ago is equal to circle 1. Not true. Okay. That is not what it's passing. That's... presenting the additional options. C1t basket. That's on his hole over. Which is not getting called until down here. I'm printing the shot data. And then it's checking again. So I print the shot data because I'm not adding it until I see. New 2 shots ago. New last shot. Yeah, I don't use those again, do I? Great. Okay. Let's restart it. Hopefully that fixed the issue I was experiencing there. Basket. There we go. Hole 2, -1. All right. So let's say we go fairway. Second is thrown in circle 1. Third is thrown in circle 1. So we miss a putt. That resets us. It resets throwing. It importantly does not reset the whole number. Update throw count. Okay, so that's where I need this anyways. Okay, so this is just going to be string 2 shots ago, string last shot. String last shot and all labels dot, or no, 2 shots ago is equal to all labels dot basket. Oh, I do need that, dang it. So I still need that. I also need the last shot and 2 shots ago, which I do not have created here. Our starting last shot is equal to, well, I guess where am I at here? Where am I at? This is undo. I'm on the undo button. T bar starting undo 2 shots ago is equal to T last shot. New previous shot. If round information dot shot data current hole minus 1 length is greater than 0, it's not empty, sure. Undo previous shot. Yes. And then if this is not quite going to be right, current hole minus 1 dot length is greater than 1, then undo 2 shots ago is going to be equal to round hole minus 1, not the last, round information dot shot data current hole minus 1 length minus 2, undo 2 shots ago, undo 2 shots ago, undo previous shot. That is the order that I just put it in, right? Update throw count, 2 shots ago and last shot. Okay. Here, I'm about to use these again. New 2 shots ago, new last shot. Update throw count, new 2 shots ago, new last shot. Are these not in this right? They're sure not. All right. Those aren't within a set state. Shouldn't they be? I do think they should be. I want them to be. New 2 shots ago, new last shot, and then I'm gonna have the same thing down here. So here I need to go up to my undo button, copy this. Shot. Oh, those work though. Okay, so I do already have this. Then I was down here, and this needs to be 2 shots ago, last shot. And that is happening after I've added it, right? Yeah. Okay. And it's equal to basket return count. Count plus plus. If current shot data I all labels dot putting no whole completion options dot does contains well, I don't want it to be a contain though. Maybe it doesn't need to go here. Maybe we just, this looks silly, but just adding the exclamation point basically makes it a negative essentially. So if I'm checking to see if something's true and I add an exclamation point, now it's checking if it's false. I don't like that. So this way I'm not, if you miss a putt and you save one of those distances, I don't want to track that as a stroke. That's what I'm trying to do here. Let's hit reset, see where we're at. Easy. C1 basket working, C1, C1. Throwing 3, okay. That's correct. But now basket's not an option, okay. Yes. Okay, so else if current shot data dot last, no, whole all labels whole completion options contains current shot data dot last return current shot data length minus 2. And then else you can return last. Throwing 3 from circle 1. So that's updating throwing from. The options is still not correct, but scoring options. Update options shown. Or, so I need more than throwing from here. String is throwing from, I need a string. It's gonna sound familiar, 2 shots ago. Or all labels dot whole completion options contains throwing from and all. Is this right? Putting options or driving options. So contains throwing from and all labels dot putting locations contains 2 shots ago. This needs a parentheses. All right, so we got some new errors. Where are they at? One right here. Update option shown. I do have new 2 shots ago, new last shot. Is that the order I just put them in? Nope. It's last shot and then 2 shots ago. New last shot, new 2 shots ago. Okay, and this one will be the same thing. Shot, 2 shots ago. One more error up here. This. So this is instead going to be undo previous shot, undo 2 shots ago, maybe. Undo button's going to be a test on its own with these changes, but we'll get in there one fix at a time. All right, there's an error. Valid value range is empty 0. Not scoring manager on scorecard 281. Try to remember what I just hit to get to that point. I don't remember. Let me hit reset again. Start round, easy. So we go C1, C1. And then we land in the basket. And then we get an error. Okay. So it's trying to do this 194. This is the same line, 281. Okay. So it is still this line. We're showing the additional options. Why is this throwing an error? This isn't even the view that I have popped up. Is it trying to load this again? If last shot is equal to basket. It's trying to show the distance again. More options, content holder. String. What do we have here? Excuse me. Print. Print shot data. Print last shot. Print 2 shots ago. Let's get our output for that. All right. C1, C1, T, C1, 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 0 to 11 feet basket. Last shot is equal to basket. 2 shots ago is equal to 0 to 11 feet. So it's going to pass basket and 0 to 11 feet on return more options content. If throwing from is equal to penalty, no. If throwing from is equal to last shot is equal to basket, we're updating throwing from and then previous shot. I'm passing last shot. So I'm passing basket and 2 shots ago. Length is less than 2 and it's not. Basket and then a distance. So throwing from is equal to basket. So we should be updating putting options shown from 2 shots ago, which is 0 to 11 feet. I see where we are running into issues. Excuse me. So I'm trying to pass a putting distance to the putting options function and not a circle 1 or circle 2. Because that is how it's being saved. Yeah. If all labels else completed options, static final is equal to yes, yes. If all labels dot C1 put options contains previous shot, else if previous shot. Instead of previous shot, this is going to be all labels dot C1, all labels dot C2. All right. The hope is that that change fixed this error. So now we're passing circle 1 or circle 2 instead of a putting distance. For that case where we miss a putt, we enter the distance that we missed the putt from, and the next shot goes in the basket. Okay, so that worked exactly as intended with the exception of updating the score. And that makes sense because I have not changed this function yet. All right, so for each hole strokes is equal to 0. Shot is less than shot data, length -1, add a stroke. If hole contains throw-in, then we add a stroke. Is that how I intended this to work? I'm breaking something here. Breaking something. What happens if I just hit throw in here? Is that still on my to-do list? Did I not implement logic for throw-in? Was that not something I already did? I definitely checked it off. It's definitely not doing anything. Scoring options, hole completed options. Contains throw-in. Contains throw-in. What was I thinking here? Oh, I know. Okay. All right, we gotta fix throw-in first. This is gonna drive me crazy. Why is that not working? If I hit throw-in, nothing happens. Right? Is that something that I just broke? Throw-in. So that should be an ace. Add throwing options, done. Print the shot data, done. Printing last shot and 2 shots ago, done. If it's equal to that, it's equal to that, or it's not equal to that, and putting locations contains it, doesn't. So we're not doing any of this, so we should be jumping straight down to here. is hole over. Current hole 2 shots ago. Last shot. Where's my is hole over function? Is hole over. Oh, I did just break it. Gosh, dang it, dude. Or, yeah, last shot is equal to throw in. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Or, last shot, no, last shot is equal to throw in. Is that enough to fix it? Definitely got throw in working, and then I broke it. Now we're working again. Birdie, beautiful. Okay, but I still have the issue of this counting. So, shot 1 goes in the circle. Shot 2 goes in the circle. It's a missed putt. And then we tap in, which should be a par. It's giving us a bogey, so I need to get rid of one of these strokes. So our update round score. So this is fine for each shot. If how am I doing this? Length -1. Update round score. Shot data, am I passing it weird? Shot data, hole parse, current hole. I'm not. For each hole strokes is equal to 0. Because I'm not counting the tee shot. What? So I guess, like if we go C1 basket, that counts as a birdie. Okay, I'm confusing myself here. I think that's the only issue we have at the moment. Update round score. Print shot data. Print shot. Hole strokes. All right, let me refresh that and let's try this one more time just so I can get a good grasp of how this is, how I set this up to work, not how it is working. Okay, so here, shot data hole length is equal to 3. We're only going to 2. It has to be less than 2, so it's 0, 1. So it's just not counting the last one. I don't know why that was hard for me to grasp just now. It's not counting the last one, and I need it to not count any ones in the middle that are also that distance. Because if I have a 0 to 11 feet anywhere except for the end of the hole, it's a missed putt. And I don't want to count that. So if not throwing. So give me a static final missed putt options. Give me a capital letter. Missed. All labels dot missed put options contains shot data whole shot, else this. And now adding that line, hitting refresh, we should be getting the right score now. And then the only terrifying thing to check is the undo button, because that may be broken as well. All right, C1. So we want the score to still be 1 under after this. Beautiful. Perfect. Okay, so that's working. Now I'm going to reset this just so I can pay better attention to what I'm undoing. C1 basket, this. Let's make sure this still generally works. Throwing 1 from the T. Rough, C2, C2. It seemed like that did. So C1, missed putt, undo, throwing 2 from circle 1, basket, C2, C2 missed putt, C1, that did not work. Okay, so it's not tracking multiple missed putts in a row, but otherwise the undo button seems to be working. Right? Like, I mean, I'm not getting any errors. I did update the logic in it, so I did mostly expect it to work, but what we are not doing is returning, we're not tracking multiple missed putts in a row. Let's see if we can figure this out real quick, and then I'll probably call it for the stream tonight. Throwing from previous shot. So let's check here and make sure our if statement is actually getting called. That's going to be step 1. So here, let's, print last shot, print 2 shots ago. Last shot. Print shot data. All right. Give me that. Start round. All right, so C1 missed putt, and then C1 missed putt again. So last shot is equal to circle 1, 2 shots ago is equal to putting locations contains 2 shots ago. Does not. So I'm not even calling more options, that's why. So if it's equal to the penalty, it's equal to in the basket. If the last shot is not equal to the basket and the previous one was 2 shots ago, or and 2 shots ago is equal to, ah man, that does not work. Does not work. I need to track 3 shots ago here. I think this is ridiculous. Var 3 shots ago is equal to T if round information shot data length is greater than 3 shots ago is equal to that. And then this can be this, or all labels putting options contains 3 shots ago. Okay, so I'm updating it there. Return more options content. I think I need return more options content 3 shots ago. All right, so if whole completed options contains previous shot, which it actually will. Okay. Whole completed options could contain throw-in. C1 put options, C2 put options. What was I thinking here? To the basket, which it's not. I think this should just be this, because if previous shot is already in whole completed options, then one of these is going to be true anyways. So I'm going to get rid of that like this. It's not in the basket. Else if all labels putting locations contains previous shot, we're going to update this. Else if all labels dot putting locations contains 3 shots ago, return update miss put options 3 shots ago. Yes. And then where I call this function is here, and this will be 3 shots ago. Refresh. So now let's see if we can track multiple missed putts in a row. Error. Okay. But working, just not this, the message. Just not this. Throwing from previous throw, here I need 3 shots ago. String 3 shots ago. Else if putting options contains 3 shots ago, and is that what I want? Return, yeah, missed putt distance. That should do the trick. I'll do one more refresh just to make sure. 3 shots ago. All right, refresh. We'll make sure we're getting that popover to work correctly. And so this has been a very long-winded and all over the place implementation of this feature, but as long as this works, at the start of today, we were not tracking the distances of missed putts in the app. Now we will be tracking them, which is important for providing some putting statistics. So C1 missed putt, C2 missed putt, basket. Oh, that's not the right distance. That's not the right distance. Scoring options. Update putting option shown. Update putting option shown. So that's not the right logic. The putt options are the distance that I missed the last putt from, not where it landed. If you're throwing from the basket, now I wish I had the logic that I had here previously. I have to remember it. If throwing from is equal to the basket, completion options. Alright, if all labels hole completion options contains previous shot I don't care about these putt options. So this needs to be contains previous shot. All the different scenarios that we can have here. It's either going to contain, if it's in the basket, if basket is the string being passed, and it's either got to be circle 1, circle 2, or a distance because you missed the previous putt. So if all labels dot putting locations contains hole completion options. Hold on. Else if all labels dot putting locations contains previous shot. So that should be taking our 2 potentials into account. If hole completion options if it's putting locations, then we should be return update putting option shown previous shot. If it's not, then here we need to, so if it's returning a distance, then I need the 3 shots ago, right? 3 shots ago. I think that's it. I think that's the correct logic. Let's do one more reset. Cross our fingers. Easy. C1. Missed a putt. Circle 2, we missed a circle 1 putt, so that's correct. In the basket, gives us the right distance. We enter that in, we're 1 over, which is correct. We threw our first shot in circle 1. We were throwing 2 into circle 1. We missed that putt from 0 to 11 feet. We then threw our third into circle 2. We missed another one from close range. But then we made the circle 2 putt. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The score is correct. This is correct. It was the right distances. Beautiful. It's working with penalties too. Let's go ahead and throw one in. Lovely. Let's undo the whole thing. Perfect. It is such a satisfying feeling when things finally work. Part of this is just poor, I think, coding structure on my part and why this is so hard to implement some of these things. This is obviously not my job. I code for a hobby. I'm not great at visualizing how the whole thing is going to come together. And so what that ultimately leads to is me putting stuff in and then realizing that it doesn't work for the next thing I'm trying to add. Not great at planning that ahead, but this is done. We can check this off. Distances from missed putt. So now we're saving all of the information to this variable that I want to be. So we're going to generate one of these for every single hole. And then that's the information that I'm saving. That's the information I'm passing to calculate all of our statistics. And we're, in the future, obviously going to add more information to even this. I'm intending to add like a detailed mode where you can show like where your putting misses were at. And we're going to go quite in depth, but I'm getting the basics in there at the moment. But now we're on to round saving. Decent bit for round saving. And then we're going to be actually building out the stats, calculating the stats accurately based off of these variables. So yeah, we'll call it there for today. As always, thanks to anybody who finds this after the fact. I'm going to be posting again this week, but I am building the beta testing list right now. If anybody does find this after the fact and wants to join the beta testing group, I've got a handful of people already, but always looking for more the merrier. So if you want early access to C1x, full disclosure, at the start, it's going to look like this. But then you'll get to kind of see it grow as I improve the design aspects of the app. You'll get to add your input into things you want to see in the app, how you want things changed, to influence development before the app actually goes live and is launched on iOS and Android. So if anybody is interested, I think on the C1x YouTube channel I've got the webpage linked. You can go there, enter your email address to sign up for the newsletter. That's where I'll be sending out the beta testing updates. Yeah. I think that's all I got.